I'm like, you better figure that out soon because it's not really a choice you're going to have actually.
Believe me, fertility after 40 is not an easy task, and it's also associated with increased risk of chromosomal abnormalities in the baby.
Greatest fertility myth that you constantly feel that you're busting?
Oh, I think the biggest fertility myth is that we can have babies till we're 40. And we see celebrities, we're constantly seeing celebrities that are like with airbrushed ovaries and they've got these miraculous twins, nobody mentions IVF, or they've got these miraculous babies in their 50s, nobody mentions donor eggs. And so what other women read or see is that they're fine, they've got loads of time. We have people come to us and they're 40 and they're like, oh, I'm just figuring out whether or not I'm gonna have a baby.
For women, biological clock ticks faster compared to men. Women have a fixed reproductive lifespan. Every woman's fertility is at its peak when she is in her 20s. Declining ovarian reserve is the rule, and hence once a woman crosses 30, her fertility begins to decline, and this decline in fertility is drastic when she crosses 35. Social egg freezing is for those women who want social gender equality, who want to have a reproductive autonomy so that they feel they are more socially, psychologically and financially stable before embarking on motherhood. In the late 2012, ASRM and SART announced that they would no longer consider egg freezing to be experimental. So let us understand how are human eggs retrieved and frozen. It involves hormonal stimulation of ovaries, which includes minimum 8 to maximum 12 days of injections, and subsequently transvaginal scans to see how the response is going on, followed by transvaginal oocyte retrieval and subsequent freezing of women's viable eggs. So, what are the potential benefits of social egg freezing? Initially, egg freezing was done for young women with cancer who are at risk for sterility as a result of cancer treatment. But now, social egg freezing is typically offered to women who are less than 38 who wish to preserve the option of having a healthy, genetically related children at a later date so that their genetic parenthood is preserved. Also, risk of aneuploid, which I told you earlier, which means it's an increased risk of having chromosomal abnormality in the baby, can be mitigated by freezing the eggs in an earlier age. But please understand, social egg freezing is not without risks. There are various medical risks which are associated with social egg freezing, which is risk of ovarian stimulation, especially ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, in which your ovaries can swell up, and you can have abdominal bloating, vomiting, and at times it can be life-threatening. But however, with advanced medical techniques, it's not so common, and even if it occurs, it can be well controlled. Also, women who attempt to achieve pregnancy using frozen eggs will be subjected to the risks of IVF, which are multiple pregnancy, pregnancy-induced hypertension, preterm delivery, low birth weight for the baby. Also, don't forget medical risk of a pregnancy at an advanced maternal age. So, think about social egg freezing if you want to postpone your pregnancy. But however, if it is possible, do complete your family at an earlier age because you cannot replace nature.